I'm not going to sit down and go on a little side quest with you and explain to you how I think you should be running your business. Because really, we're all 1099 contractors, right? I mean, we work under the same umbrella.
There's two things from what you were saying that I've been wanting to ask you about. So one, you mentioned like that, the competition kind of element. Something I'm always curious about, like when it comes to working Zillow leads, you're positioned as now a preferred agent, next to other agents in the market. And at a conference like that, if you're talking to those other agents, tell us a little bit more about like what that's like. Do you feel like it's a little bit of a chess game where it's like, how are you working, Zillow leads? Like what's working for you guys? And it's like, do you feel like they're giving you good information or?
So it's definitely a chess game. I think that's the best way to describe it. The biggest thing is if you're talking to somebody that's in a market that you're not in, they'll give you everything because you're not their direct competition. Us being the new guys on the block in Louisville, that I kind of approach that differently because we are new in there. So like, I'm not trying to come on their turf and, disrupt what they're doing. I just want to grow on what we're doing and take what they're not handling and absorb that into our business and our market share. So, with the guys in Louisville, I'd be lying if I didn't start off with, talking to them about their brokerage and kind of what they saw there, if they'd be interested in potentially meeting for a lunch or a cocktail when we got back, to the Midwest. But, I read the room on that and it's like, they're all very established. And one of them being an owner of a Remax franchise that he's obviously not going anywhere. And I don't blame him. He's built his business there. Yeah. No reason for him to uproot and go over to the unproven folks in Kentucky. So, but yeah, I sat down in a room with probably 15 other brokerage leaders from across the country, and we met with, some of the other folks from Zillow, some of the C-suite guys, and it was more of a roundtable discussion. So just kind of talking with them about their different processes and things like that. That's huge. That's what we've done. Really, us and our owner have done over the last month or so. He was at a Realtor.com summit in Salt Lake City. I was at the Zillow conference in Vegas. And we collaborated with all sorts of different people, but we've been known to in the past work with other brokerages, more recently one in Seattle, and we've collaborated with them. Like, how do you guys run your structure, your corporate structure? How does it work for you? What are your metrics look like? Things of that nature. In our Zillow growth advisors, hats off to them. They do a really good job with connecting us with the right people, where they might say, hey, Joe out in Salt Lake City runs his business this way. It's very similar to yours. I think you guys should connect and talk. Like, it's not a threat. How many states are between us and Utah? Like, we don't have plans to go to Utah. So it's like, he doesn't have plans to come to Indiana. So it's kind of, we try to take as much of a collaborative approach with those that are willing to, but it's tough. Like when you're in the same market, we've got a couple Zillow Flex teams outside of just ours under our umbrella at TRE. So, I am even careful what strategies I tell them, just because, they're under our umbrella, but we're also competing for the same leads in the same market share. So, not that I don't want them to do well, but it's kind of like, hey, you've seen us run this enough. Like, you should know enough to be dangerous. So I'm not going to sit down and go on a little side quest with you and explain to you how I think you should be running your business. Because really, we're all 1099 contractors, right? We work under the same umbrella, but we're all competing for the same business. So it's just tough. But the folks that are outside of our markets, fantastic conversations.
I'm sure there's a lot of insight to be gained there. And I've kind of experienced the same thing, I feel like, on the property management side too. If I'm talking to a local property manager, it's a little bit like, well, we're competing for the same business. So I think I talked to an EXP agent once here. He was trying to recruit me to EXP. And I liked how he put the metaphor. He was like, I tell people, I'm an open book when it comes to my knowledge and my processes in real estate, but the book's only half open. And,
Fair.
and then, so it's like, if we're on the same team, now the book's all the way open. It's like, I feel like that's a really good metaphor for what it, not just in the Zillow context, but I feel like how agents like to communicate with one another. It's like, well, I'll give you, I'll at least give you like the teaser trailer.
100%. Yeah.
What it is.
I'm an open book to everybody that's on our team. I think that's a great metaphor though. Like the other guys, it's like, I'll give you half of it.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
There's a bunch of development happening in Louisville, isn't there? I feel like I was there recently, and like the theme that I kept seeing all over downtown was New Lou. Is that right? So there's a ton of potential there that I've seen, like kind of from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You can check out our full library of episodes wherever you get your podcasts.